Hey everybody, you're very welcome to the Locker Room podcast. We're doing the hurling version. It's myself, Barry Mullane, DD Sports Science hurling coach, and my fellow hurling coach of DD Sports Science, Brendan Delaney, joins us as well to discuss the weekend's hurling. Brendan, how are you?
All good now, Barry. All good. How are you?
Yeah, all good now, all good. Watching an awful lot of hurling now over the weekend.
Yeah,
The
great, wasn't
kids,
it?
the kids were away up with their cousins in Dublin. I was on my own. A great weekend of sport. Rugby, and a bit of rugby and then loads of hurling. Fantastic.
Loads and loads of hurling. It was great. It
Oh,
was
it's
good.
good. So look, we'll go straight into it. I just have my little notes here, and I have epic Neil McManus and
He's something else.
a fire emoji. So
Yeah,
what a
he
match! It was so match, wasn't it?
it was unbelievable. It was unreal. Like from minute one straight through to minute 80. You could say probably quieting down a small bit in extra time, but look, that's inevitable. I still think the score taken in extra time was unreal. The passion and just diving nearly on every ball was unreal to see.
Yeah, no, and I was just before we came on here, I was saying that I thought the shooting was first class quality,
Yeah,
you know, quality of
I think
scores, yeah, fantastic.
yeah, I think the ref added to it. Like he left an awful lot go, which added to more chances from play, to more shooting from play, and as you said, like in the conditions in this time of year for so many scores to go over from play was unreal. It was really high quality game. Now, in fairness, it's as
Yeah,
good as a game. It's as good as a club game I've seen in a long time.
yeah.
Um,
A lot of people are saying that actually that about the referee that he was very good. In fairness,
yeah,
there was good games across the board. You know,
mm,
the only disappointing one was probably Lockmore and Ballygunner, but like that was nothing to do with Kieran Regan. It was just, but anyway, we'll come to that.
yeah,
So just on the Slaughtneil first, the energy they had, and it was like because it felt like at times it was them against McManus.
yeah,
A lot of the Royal players didn't show up at the start anyway. It was like McManus was everywhere. What a hurler.
yeah.
Watching the game with
No,
my brother, and he was saying, Jesus, like Davy, who was on the analysis, Jesus,
yeah.
he'd probably give him a lift home and everything tonight.
Yeah, he'd have to get back onto him to see if there's any way. Like 3-9 was phenomenal, and like that it did feel like for large parts it was him against them. But then I just looked back and there was like Cushendall still had 11 scorers across the game, which
Yeah,
shows barring said maybe the first 15, they really did come into it, got their kind of game going again, building the play up. I thought when Neil McManus went inside, they used him really well. Um, Obviously then he's so good at drifting into the small pockets that he picks off free or points very handy as well. Um, but yeah, geez, it was unbelievable.
yeah,
It was unreal. I thought Slaughtneil, like as you said there, the energy was unreal. Jack Cassidy from midfield, like an absolute horse and cart for man. He was unbelievable.
he,
I think
he probably
six.
got man of the match, but for
Yeah,
if you score 3-5 from play, I think you deserve man of the match, don't you?
yeah. But yeah, as you said, Brendan Rodgers then was phenomenal. He's like to win primary possession the way he does, and then to pair that with his scoring, his, with his scoring prowess as well was savage. Like 7 points from play from your full forward is you're kind of not looking for really much more than that off him, are you?
Yeah, I thought it was to go to extra time. I thought it was a bit unusual that like Neil McManus cleared the ball from inside his own 13
Mm,
for
yeah,
the scores. I just wondered, did he decide himself to get on the ball?
yeah. I think
Surely he
like
wasn't told to go back.
yeah. I was kind of looking at it, and I was like they brought on Delargy and McNaughton. I think their names are the two big lads near the end, and maybe they kind of think of there's your depth there. There's your two lads who'll hold the play up there. Can we get McManus on it and pick off a couple of points out the field? look, I'm not 100% sure. You know, it's hard to see. It's kind of hard to see those bits of tactics as on telly is going from side to side so much. But
yeah, true. No. And it just I put it out on Twitter there as well. I mean, is Brendan Rodgers the best dual player
yeah,
at the moment?
yeah. You're probably looking at between him and Conor Callaghan, are you?
Yeah, or Seamus Kennedy. There was the other one I put down.
Yeah.
Probably the best player in Tipperary, you know, and he's shown all Ireland hurling medals as well.
Yeah. But Brendan Rodgers was excellent. Yeah, like the ability of a full forward line to win primary possession, in today's game is unreal. But in those conditions as well, where it's it's getting stuck on the ground and it's hard to rise it first time, and all the defender needs is a small nudge and the ball can spill. But he really held it up. Christy McCaig was saying as well on commentary that in the first half, maybe the first 20 minutes, when he played out around the middle, he caused Cushendall a lot of problems, which he normally doesn't do. So that was maybe another sign of just how good he is, that he can mix it up. He can play out the field and not just in full forward as well.
Great player. Did Chrissy say why he wasn't? Is he not playing? Is he injured? I couldn't hear the announcement now.
Yeah, I was the same. I missed the start of it. I got the impression that he was retired.
I know he retired from Derry. They just announced there today. He's finished.
Oh, really? I missed that. Yeah. I don't know, to be honest. I was trying to see and find out and ask a few, but they got the impression that he was retired. Like I did as well. I'd imagine if he was injured, he'd have been involved in some respects.
Yeah.
You know, a player of that caliber in the dressing room, a voice would be well needed. So,
yeah, I wonder could they convince him to come back.
Yeah,
like if they even if take the Derry hurlers, you know, like I've been involved play against Derry past couple of years, and if they had Rodgers and who's the lad McGuigan,
Shane McGuigan, yeah,
Chrissy McCaig, like they'd be some outfit.
Yeah,
It'd be one hell of an outfit. Anyway, they said the dual player. There's no dual players really at county level. So
no, it's becoming difficult to do at a club level now as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. So we'll move on then to the just on that, just actually when to talk about Davy, who's after taking over Antrim. I'm sure you've seen the news about Darren Gleeson stepping down from.
Yeah.
Look, we wish him all the best.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, tough news to hear. So yeah, Darren, get well soon.
Yeah.
Just so was the disappointing for me anyway was Lochmore's performance against Ballygunner. I was one like Ballygunner are like I think their peers. There's nobody out there now that can touch them.
No.
Start played really well, but you know, I wonder did it hinder Lochmore? You know, they were going week on week and then they took 4 weeks off. But even if they didn't, I couldn't see them beating Ballygunner. They were savage yesterday. So am I not 5 minutes go at half time, John McGrath makes it 9-8. We go game. I think they get 1-6 without reply.
Yeah.
Then it's just
like
they put it to bed then fairly early in the second half against the wind. And
that
then unfortunately.
It was on commentary. They said that it's down to 1 point, and I think did Stephen O'Keefe have to take his puck out again on that one, and it just reset completely, and he put it into Park Manny's pocket and over the shoulder. It started that 1-6 without reply. It was just, you think of how many times they've done that for Waterford in the past, and now Ballygunner, and they're still doing it to that level.
Yeah.
They're a phenomenal team.
I'd say like more time needed to play them the first day. You know, they had a big long break and they looked a bit rough against June, even though June are a savage team.
Yeah.
You'd wonder maybe if June had 2 weeks to prepare, you'd wonder maybe how that could have gone. You know?
Definitely, yeah. Like it's something I was just thinking about. Like it's a pity that some clubs have 4 week breaks, some clubs have 6 weeks, some have no week break. You know, it's not always a level playing field when you go into these provincial competitions. And I think
I thought Lockmore, that was the perfect scenario for them. They get their break, they get their recharge, playing hurling football.
Yeah.
They were blown away after 25 minutes. Then after that,
yeah, they were like, Ballygunner have unbelievable hurlers, and everybody knows that. But their work rate and desire is just through the roof as well. Like, I was, again, as I said, difficult to see it on, on the telly, but like they maintain the structure up front with Kevin Manny kind of coming around the 45, and you've Fitzgerald and Desi inside, and then the half forward line seems to just go everywhere. Park Manny, Mikey Manny were picking up balls on their own 45, and then because the half back line a lot more were pushing with them, there was oceans of space inside. I think, say from a coaching side of thing, you're probably looking at Lockmore Castellani's half forward line to match them as well, and to allow your half backs sit back and just protect, because it was scary at times, I'd say, from a full back line looking at 3-on-3 with that caliber of player inside for Ballygunner. I just thought Lockmore kind of, they were a bit naive in their kind of setup, I think, which didn't help things.
Possibly, but that's what served them really well, though, Brendan. Like their football attributes have helped them in the hurt. I mean, they're totally different sports. I get that, like, but what they've been really good at is finding the right man, supporting each other.
Yeah,
not even allowed to do that, because they were just harassed as soon as anyone got the ball. They were just swarmed.
Yeah,
and they were. I can't see anyone stopping them. I know there's good teams left, in Leinster. We talk about Leinster Championship shortly, but I just can't see anyone laying a glove on them, to be honest with you. Like,
I'd be very surprised now.
In Hurles or Cork, I think they play. Is it the Galway?
No, Munster play Ulster, so they'll be playing Portaferry or Slaughtneil. Well, the Sars or Ballygunner will be playing Portaferry or Slaughtneil.
Like if they get to Croke Park, very hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I was.
Go on.
No, I sorry. I was just going to say, I was thinking the same watching them. Like, their use of the ball is so good. Their work rate is so good. Like, they can run the ball. They can deliver it inside. And like, I wrote it down. Like, it just sticks in their full forward line every time for players who, they're not big physical, like as in big, tall physical in terms of Fitzgerald and Desi, but it sticks every single time. And then they're so good over the shoulder. They're so good at using a runner off the shoulder. They're a really, really well balanced, unbelievable team.
Desi Hutchinson is just isn't he? His footwork and his hands are the way he can like the way you say it sticks, but the way he can take it, and even before he takes it, he's able to turn while he's taking it, and that's what a skill! Like, Jesus, what a skill to have! Waterford use him next year, but they have quality everywhere.
They do.
Like, I really like the lad in midfield beside Paddy Levy, Conor Sheehan, is it?
Yeah,
like him. He's a
real energy bunny around there. He's everywhere, but really good use of possession then as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
To rarely give it away.
Is he a young player? Under Waterford, is he in with Waterford? I don't know, but terrific player. And then you've got Park Mahoney, man of the match again. He's the one lad that you have to. I'm not sure what you can do with Desi, because he's a match winner. You can try and stick with him, but Park Mahoney's the one that you just can't leave him run around. You have to follow him everywhere. You have to do it. Stop him. I think you'll have a chance if you stop him, because he picks up ball. He's take away his free taking. He's a huge part of that Ballygunner team with scores and just his general play. And it's easier said than done, is it? Just go mark him.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, it's those intelligent hurlers. Like, how many times have teams probably tried to do that against Noel McGrath, and he still, finds pockets of space that you say, how is he 20 yards of space? But he's just there. those type players, like it's very difficult to coach that into a player. You know, it's such a natural ability to find those pocket space, and Park Manny is one of them as well. As you said, take away his free take, and he still scores so much from play and so freely as well. You know, he's such a.
I know, yeah. It's interesting the setup, I suppose, on puck outs. I don't know, is it Lockmore or the Gunners, but when the Lockmore keeper had it, it's like Ballygunner retreated and they left it with tip teams seem to struggle with that.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, or what that's
would
about.
Would that generally happen in the Tipperary Championship, or would a lot of teams push up?
To be honest, the Tip Championship this year, it went a lot of kind of went man for man kind of stuff. It was brilliant. I really enjoyed it, but kind of man for man kind of stuff, and there was a lot of. It was quite direct this year. Like I felt, you know, but look, I think Lockmore probably needed Noel McGrath around the half back line, and they needed him further up the field as well, you know.
Yeah.
But look,
like they lost that when he did go up, but you could see what they were trying to do with him and John up there, just try to get the ball in and see what could happen, because they needed. You're going to need goals to beat that team, but they just couldn't get the ball up there enough because he wasn't out there. Wasn't out the field, you know.
And you need goals against these, and you never really got scored a goal. You know, Doon had 2 great chances
and 2 great saves.
Particularly the one, it was a Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
You know, that would have put him 7 up in the last game. But they obviously learned their lessons and they just tightened up a bit. You know, we're not giving Liam McGrath or John McGrath a chance at goal because they would not miss. A brilliant performance. They're well on their way to another Munster title. But I suppose standing in their way are Sars. I wasn't sure how this one was going to go, right? Because they lost Cork County final. That can't be easy. Johnny Crowley said that, you know, that I think he said that, you know, the first training session after that was terrible. And I put the onus back in the players. So you don't know how they're going to react. And then Feakle haven't won it for the first time since 1988, I think. And they're all heading up. I think the Clare lads are heading on their holidays today.
Okay.
I think they're all heading off. But so I wasn't sure which way this would go. But Sars finished stronger, I suppose. That's the story of the game, with the finish. Like it was a cracking game. I really enjoyed this one as well. But Sars finished really well.
Yeah, it was mentioned a lot by the Sars players that were interviewed and the manager, that was put back on the players, and like, which was good to see, especially in the way that the county final went. And you know, it's hard to go again from the manager side of things as well as the players, but in fairness to them, they stepped up. They were slow to start. 10 minutes before 12 minutes, they had nearly 6 wides or something before they kind of really got into the game. But as you said, finished really, really strong. Thought their energy work rate again around the middle was unreal. I thought Cian Darcy in midfield was class, especially in the first half. Thought he was maybe kind of faded out of a bit in the second half, but like just trying to cover every blade of grass in Park like he does is no mean feat. Aaron Myers was very good. I thought Colin McCarthy as well was very good. He was cornerback for them last year and kind of played. A lot of teams play with 2 inside, so he was that player to come out. And then he injured his shoulder in with Cork this year, but he's back with a couple of games now, and I thought he was class. He got a good couple of scores from play, but really good at taking on his man. Really, really good performance overall. And as you said, I thought it was a really good game. I think I watched a couple of games this year in Park and they I think the club player nearly gets lost in there because it's just so big. But I thought the in fairness, Feakle and Sars were well able to keep up with the pace of it, you know, with the size of it. There was an awful lot of pressure on the ball everywhere, which doesn't always happen. So yeah, really, really good game. And good to see from a Cork side that Sars are into a final. I think it was the first time since 2015 or 16, I think they were saying, when the Glen got there.
To get there.
Yeah, and 2009 since Newtown Chandler won it, which is which is mad to think.
Yeah, it's pretty poor. It's even worse than our record in Munster. I think we won.
Yeah,
Sars won Munster and Hurling Sars,
yeah,
and obviously won there in 2019. But yeah, no, it's good. And I think I was at the Sars Ballygunner match last year.
mm.
It was Ballygunner blew them away. I think it'll be a much closer match.
Yeah, I think so. And like I say, it was always difficult to see what would happen going into it. I felt, I said, Feakle coming and winning it from nearly nowhere. Obviously, they got to the semi-final last year, but they definitely weren't tipped going into it this year.
No, they weren't. No, definitely not.
Difficult to go again. When you get to that big high. Whereas I think Sars maybe looked at it and said, we've something to prove here. They probably didn't play to their potential in the Cork final. And in fairness to them, they knuckled down, and break probably suited them as well. I remember a couple of years when Glen Rovers lost to Imachilly a couple of years, or be 8 or 9 years ago, whatever it was, that they had to go again after a week or two, and it's so difficult then. At least Sars had, I think it was 3 to 4 weeks. Give them the week off, reset, go again. Kind of something different to aim for, as opposed to saying, "Oh, we have to go again now." We were after losing the county final a week ago, and we're off again. So it was nice to get that break for them.
Yeah, is Myers with Cork?
No, no, he was away for a lot of this year. He had a very good year last year. He was on the freeze. And I don't know, was he called in towards the end of last year, for the winter training program and bits like that? I don't know, but he did go away to Boston, I think, for a while, and wasn't expected to play with Sars this year, but came back, and yeah, he was very good again, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Jack O'Connor was good too.
Yeah.
Is he a bit underused by Cork, Jack O'Connor?
Yeah.
I know they've got the great forwards there, Barrett and Hoggy and Hayes. I don't know. I like something about him. He's so quick, but
yeah, he's electric. He was excellent this year. I was at the league game against Waterford. He got the goal. He picked it up nearly on his own midfield, or on his own 65, and turned and ran. So energetic. There's just the size kind of catching. Like, he's always putting on size, and you can see him each year. He's getting stronger and stronger. So
yeah,
you're kind of hoping that one year he'll really kick on.
Yeah,
I think he struggled throughout the Cork Championship this year. But it's good to see him kind of come back into form again, because everybody knows what he can do. He's an exceptional electric player. Really, really exciting to watch, and really exciting when he's going well.
Yeah. So I'd say Ballygunner would be hot favourites, but I just think that, like, I know with Diarmuid O'Sullivan that they'll have looked at them, and they'll definitely have something. They have them ready.
Different.
I know they will.
Yeah.
And look, they would have learned a lot from last year as well. They were fierce
Definitely, yeah.
last year, just chatting to them, and I know they'll be ready. So I'm looking forward to that. I presume to be on turrets.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. I think it was on in Dungarvan last year, I think. No, I'm wrong in saying that. It wasn't Dungarvan.
No, it was in Walsh Park last year.
Walsh Park. So I don't know. Did they do it?
It was in Waterford, but the final would be neutral, I presume.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I don't know how it goes. You'd imagine so. Look, unfortunately, the bigger pitch just suits Ballygunner that bit more. So I'm sure from a Sars point of view, they'll be hoping for not a big, massive pitch, but yeah, it'll probably be Limerick or Thurles, won't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. Just stick with Munster. The Cushendall batch. A crazy start to it. Did you?
Yeah, mad.
Everybody's like, I was listening to the radio, just bringing the boys to school this morning, and the Cahill, the co-commentator with Colin Minogue, the co-commentator, he's from Cushendall. He's on Dave Moore's show.
Okay.
They were giving him a wicked slagging about it, because he didn't know. He just called it as a great score for Cushendall.
Yeah.
But what nobody has mentioned, that Oisin Runhu, the fella that scored the own point, went on and had a powerful match, scored a really crucial goal as well. He's a brilliant player. Like this fella has All-Ireland minor medal winner with Tip, and won a Munster under 20 with Tip this year.
Okay.
He's the future with Tip seniors without a doubt.
Like,
if he's lucky with injuries, I cannot see this boy not making it.
Okay.
So he'll never leave this down. But
yeah, like in fairness to him, it was a great point. Beat the wrong way, like it was.
The wrong way. Yeah,
It was
I blame
serious. Like
they were lined up at the start. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, right.
The midfielder should have been on the opposite
The other
side.
way. Yeah.
We'll give him a bit of away there, but
it was funny. It was funny looking when the goalkeeper just looks out with his hands out as if.
Oh yeah. What do you do? I think so Cash are very, very good. Owen Connolly, again, Tip senior.
Yeah, he was excellent. Yeah.
But he can move, he can take long range frees, and they've Ger Brown coming off the bench. He's making more and more of an impact every time he comes on. I think he might start the Munster final. I said I don't know but he's quality player. I think he's fit, and he's had wicked injury problems, but he looks fit this year. And Munster Championship, I think, is coming at the right time for him. So, and he'd be a big addition if he starts. Great hurler, but they've other players as well. And Cash will be strong, but Watergrass Hill. It's Watergrass Hill, isn't it, in the final?
Yeah, Watergrass Hill. Yeah, Watergrass Hill is a good win over Wolftones.
Oh yes, yeah. Tell us about Watergrass Hill there. What will Cash expect?
Yeah, like Watergrass Hill, they're very good in possession. Darragh Leary in the half back line would have won the county. They had three of them starting with McKilly: Darragh Leary, Sean Desmond, and Adam Murphy. Sean Desmond, Adam Murphy were the two inside forwards for McKilly. They're excellent, but Darragh Leary is potential to probably kick on with Cork now this year.
Was he pulled back for Cork not too long ago?
Yeah, he would have been.
Yeah. Good hurler.
He's probably better out in the wing. He's good in possession. He's good under the puck out. He's a really good player. So they use the ball very well. Sean Desmond inside is an excellent player, and then Adam Murphy plays off him very well. With McKilly they play two up front, but they play 11 and 14, and they use the ball really well between them. It's not one kind of say getting 10 points, getting one or two. They mix it up really, really well. They're going to be hard stop now, to be honest. I think it'll be a really good game. To be honest, I thought Wolftones would get closer to them. Just looking at their team sheet, they seem to have Clare seniors all over it.
I was shocked, because they'd have been. It's not like Feakle who won the senior, and like it was just a huge achievement for them, and they would have celebrated that. Not that the Shannon boys didn't celebrate, but just they would not expect. They shouldn't be where they are. They're senior. They're good enough to be senior. So they'll be expected to come up straight up and at least make an impact in the senior championship next year.
Okay.
You've got Darragh Lohan, you've got Aaron Shannon,
Rory Hayes.
Yeah. It's a lot of quality there. Look, might be just a bad day.
Yeah. I just, again, to be honest, I wasn't at it, but just looking at, in fairness, Buff Egan throws up everything. Just Watergrass Hill work rate all over the pitch was unreal. They just seemed to outwork them. Like at one stage, he went down to Aaron Shannon in the corner, and he was turned over, and there was two or three of them before any Shannon player came close to them. Real energy from Watergrass Hill now, in fairness. I think it'll be a really good final. Again, saw bits of Cushendall and Abby Dorney on Buff Egan again.
Yeah,
he's keeping me up to date for the ones that aren't.
Now. While I was,
but again, I think it'll be a really, really good game. Good final, and hopefully a good occasion for both clubs.
I hope. I think it'd be a cracker. I think, like the lot you said for Cushendall going down to the Kerry Senior Champions, going down there, coming out with a win. With Watergrass Hill, are just from what you're saying there, and that could be on the water.
The Watergrass Hill one was a funny one. So they they won the Premier Intermediate Championship this year, and in their previous 3 years, they didn't make it out of the group in the championship. So they've more or less came from nowhere to win it. Now, we played them this year. I thought they were really good. Really good. We played them in a challenge game, and it was just a big win the same day, and both teams actually played better against the wind. We'd used the ball moving out, and they did just the same. So to be honest, when you look back and say, oh geez, they haven't got out of the group for the last 3 years, but I wasn't surprised then, because we played a few teams in that Premier Intermediate, and I thought they were really good.
Okay. Is Eddie Gainwright their manager?
I don't know that, to be honest.
He used to play for Sars and Chip. I think I read some of that. Eddie Gainwright definitely in charge of our team in Cork. I think it's Watergrass Hill.
Okay.
I could be wrong there. Apologies to the if it's not you, it's not Eddie. Yeah, so hope that comes to be a right good game. We'll go on to Leinster. Didn't see much of the Leinster games, but the one that stood out was obviously Castletown-Gagan beating Thomastown. I did not see this coming.
No.
You know, I had a little put a little bet on, and I had Watergrass Hill were actually in it. And I had Martins to beat Naas. Naas were favourites. But I did not see Thomastown getting bet out the gate, let's be honest. You know,
yeah. It was a big shock, no, to be honest. Just looking at it, the second half, I think Thomastown just went down to 14 men just after the start of the second half, and it finished 113 to 4 points in that second half. It's a really good look. Obviously, it can happen with when you have an extra man, that it can go one or two ways. You know, you can kind of ease off and think, oh, we'll win here. We've half an hour with an extra man, and the other team outwork you. But in fairness, Castletown-Gagan, they stuck at it, and you know, limiting Thomastown to 4 points. Like, so seeing clips of Thomastown from last year when they won the intermediate, and then going on again this year, like they're a real energy team. You know, they like the Donnellys there cover every blade of grass. So you're probably thinking that 14 men wouldn't affect them as much as it actually did. So Niall O'Brien there from Castletown-Gagan, I think, got 10 frees and one tree from play as well, which is savage. You know, when the Westmeath senior there really stepping up for them.
Yeah, fantastic. What a achievement, what a win. Then I fancied Martins to beat Naas. I think any team with Rory O'Connor at the moment has a great chance. He's so and I didn't need any reports on it. I don't know how he played. I presume he was to the fore, because you know, I don't. But
the between Jack and Rory, they got 111 from play. Or sorry, 111 out of 115, but they were all from place balls. Rory 11 frees and Jack got the penalty. I think the penalty was late on. It kind of just put a bit of breathing space between them. Now again, similar to say Lockmore, Naas played football last weekend. Again, look, it's a big place. I don't know how many dual players they have, but I'm sure there's a couple.
I don't think they have too many. I think there's 2 or 3. I don't think that's
okay.
The dual.
That's okay. No. But you know, still, like, it's great for the club to be doing that 6 in a row in Kildare as well.
They're very much a dual club, but it's not dual teams, if you get me.
Yeah. I actually saw them a couple of years ago, and they were competing in the intermediate championship in Leinster and the All Ireland, and then they beat Kilmoyley from Kerry a few years ago. So in fairness, I think last year 2 years ago, they really put it up against Ballyhale or
that's right, yeah.
Well, Auckland Gales.
I think
so they're probably kind of
Ballyhale 2 years ago.
Yeah, they really put it up against them. So they're probably looking at that as a possible win. So I'm sure they'll be disappointed. But as you said there, St. Martin's with Jack and Rory O'Connor are always going to take a beating.
Yeah. Then I think even before Thomastown were knocked out, I think it's Kilcormac, Killoughey are going to win this championship.
I think Nafina will have a lot to say yet.
They will. No, I think Yeah, and Fina are quality team. I would have seen a lot of them just through the years. See the younger players coming up when I was working in Dublin. And Fina, I mean, they have. It's about time they won a county championship last year.
Yeah.
Like it was, the only shock was that it took so long to do it.
Okay.
And that was without Donald Burke last year.
Oh, okay.
Really, they nearly bet O'Loughlin Gales last year. If I'm
in the final, yeah.
All without Donald Burke.
Mm.
So this year with him, great player. Yeah, I can see. Yeah, I'm not going to change my mind, but it's going to be.
Yeah.
But
They
I just think
yeah.
KK are just they're a great team, really good players. They've some of Offaly's best players there. And imagine their training, because they won the senior B.
Yes.
KK won the second tier championship.
Yeah.
You look at the quality of player that they're training with, you know, week in, week out as well. I think that's should not be underestimated. Like Killadangan had that a few years ago in Tip. They were contending at senior, well, what was then senior B, Seamus O'Ryan, but it's now Premier Intermediate. And it just that kind of those kind of training sessions. Turles Sarsfields have it all the time.
Yeah.
I just think that there's a lot to be said for that.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I can see like the Fina are put away. Clough Ballygunner were a good team. Again, another team that always show up in Leinster. So
There were Fina were only 5 points up with 55 minutes on the clock. You know, which is when you look at the final scoreline of 320 to 115, you think of you know, that Fina were always in control, but only 5 points with kind of 5 minutes of normal time to go. They got two late goals from penalty, and then AJ Murphy got 1-4 from play. They were saying as well, Clough Ballygunner had 6 weeks to prepare for that game. Again, it goes back to that, you know, it's not always a level playing field going into it. But look, it's kind of one of those. It's always hard to make it completely fair. Kilcormac Killoughey as well. I was again just looking at reports, and I saw 117. I kind of said, how much did Adam Screeney score? They had 11 scores in the game, which you know, which is savage, really. Again, like, you know, as you said there, they have a lot of Offaly's really good players, and they're all training at a really high level. Which, you know, if your AVB games and training are as good as your championship games, you know, you're really going somewhere. We saw that with the Dublin footballers going back 10 years ago now or so, and you know, that's what they were always saying. So if your club team can get to that level, it's phenomenal.
Just go back to Fina. If you look at their team, you know, you've got like Liam Rush, like centre back, you know, Paula G's wing back. I know from DCU, AJ Murphy, Donald Burke, Stacey, the Currys. Like it's very, very strong.
The
It'll be great. It's a great this Leinster Club Championship is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, in fairness. And you're probably like going into that, barring the game, Castlegagan and Thomastown, that ended up being a hammer, and like they're real tight games, like, you know.
And if there was the hammer one we handed out, you didn't think it was going to be West Mead boys. But
fair
play to them.
But you know, like when you're winning, say, your county championship in Leinster, you probably have a serious chance of going forward, and winning a Leinster as well. Like, I know obviously Kilkenny teams would have dominated it for years, but you know, they haven't walked the Leinster championships either.
No, you're right. Yeah.
So, on Nafina, is Nafina's manager the new Dublin manager?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Still,
Niall
Calicon, yeah. Like he'll have a busy December now once Dublin are back training and Nafina are still going.
Yeah, and he got some bad news there with Owen O'Donnell going to the footballers. But
did he get called in?
Yeah, no, he was more. He was always going to get a call in because he's a good footballer too.
Yeah,
but it was he decided take that as the option. But he would look.
Yeah.
You would have known that for a while. That's I suppose it was in the cards because I think there was chat about it last year as well. And I think the year before he had gone in because the hurlers were out early enough.
Yes. Yeah.
He went in and played a little bit. So huge loss for Dublin.
Yeah.
Loss for hurling because he's a brilliant fullback.
Yeah.
Such a shame because I think Dublin.
It is.
I think Dublin are going places. I really do. I really do think they're going places, but that will set them back.
Yeah, well, like it just kind of depends on the county you're in. As you said at the start there, Seamus Kennedy's probably the best footballer in Tip, but he opts to play with the hurlers. It's kind of just from
we've got a lot of them here, Brendan. There's a lot.
There's a few of the Cork senior hurlers as well who'd be starting with the senior footballers. So it's just just where you are, I suppose. The same with Brendan Rodgers up above. So.
I know. Yeah, I know. Then I suppose call your provincial winner. So Loughrea are coming out of Connacht, Galway. Who's going to win their three?
I think Na Fianna will win Leinster. I think it'll be Kilcormac-Killoughey in the final against them. But I think Na Fianna will come out. I really can't see past Slaughtneil winning Ulster after getting over Cushendall. I think it'll be a real shame if they don't. But I think they're an experienced enough team in terms of winning. It's a 12 in a row in Derry that they can, they'll be able to kind of knuckle down again and get set for that final. And unfortunately, it's hard to see past Ballygunner in the Munster. So you're probably looking at Loughrea and Na Fianna, I think, and Slaughtneil and Ballygunner then.
Yeah, I think Kilcormac will win.
Okay.
Ballygunner or Loughrea. And I think Portaferry are going to win the Ulster.
Okay.
I just think they were so close last year to beat Ruriog, Cushendall.
Yeah.
Only for leave that man again. That man to do it again. They're just, I suppose if we could do a little preview of this now. We saw Slaughtneil last night. Right, again, we saw it all, but Portaferry have an unbelievable team. They've got defensively, they've got a lot of leaders. So you've got players like Tom Murray and Keelan Taggart, who's like, if I could describe CT, he's like Pádraig Maher, that kind of like just
cult figure,
force of nature. Brilliant hurler, and you've Barry Trainer, all down senior hurlers, and all Barry had a few injury problems last year, but Tom and CT were all starting for down and had good years. And then you've got Matt Conlon in the middle, who played a lot of corner back for down last year. Play anywhere. He's defensively attack minded, but he's a score from anywhere from midfield. And then their forwards are ridiculously talented. You've got Dahi Sands, he's a goal machine. His brother Owen, who's a workhorse, but a very good hurler. He reminds me of Bonner that played for Tip.
Bonner Mary, yeah.
That kind of work rate, but an excellent hurler as well. You'll never see, he just doesn't give away the ball, that kind of way.
Yeah.
And then they have Tom McGrattan, who's, if there's a better young hurler in Ulster, I get to see it better than Tom and Finn Turpin. Then young lads, really, really good players. Those, and there's more as well that I'm not going to shoot every one of them. But I think Portaferry are going to do this.
Okay.
It's not I have a bit of inside knowledge, obviously, but not how they're playing, but just of the players, and I think Portaferry are going to do this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's always that one of obviously Slaughtneil. It was spoken about so much of getting over Cushendall. They've been there for played against them for so many years. Christy McCaig said I think they lost 2 Ulsters to them in a semi-final. It's always that one of, did you play your final in your semi-final? From a Slaughtneil point of view, I'm sure they hope they didn't. We see sometimes Mayo footballers, I suppose, being the biggest biggest ones of it, where they beat Dublin in 2021 and then lose out to Tyrone in the finals. You're kind of
But my only worry for Port is that final is on the 1st of December in Armagh, and it would be a while since they will have won their county. That might be the only thing, and Slaughtneil had their battle like that.
Yeah.
My only worry is that hopefully they'll overcome that, because I'd love to see them doing it, because I know so many of the players. I absolutely love it.
That's obviously
But if we can finish up the All-Stars, Brendan, was there any controversial ones in your opinion? Would you have changed any of it? Sorry, I wasn't planning on talking about that, but then it just came into my head, and I said, "Look, sure, it was fresh enough, like a couple of weeks ago."
Yeah. No, I think I thought Cathal Malone deserved one. I don't think he even got nominated for it in the end.
Yeah, I think he did. I think.
Okay.
There only. Oh no, or was he? Actually, you could be right. Yeah, I think there's only one player that didn't get nominated.
Yeah, I thought he was. On any of the podcasts we did, I've praised him. I think he's just excellent. I don't think that Clare team would be as good if it wasn't for him. He nearly allows Tony Kelly to be that player in midfield.
It's like Will O'Donoghue, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So I just thought, look, again, I thought just he was unlucky. I don't know, is this like Tony Kelly was unbelievable in the final. He had a very good semi-final, but I don't think he'd done enough for an All-Star for me. So that would have been my swap. I would have had Cathal Malone in, not Tony Kelly. And then I'm not 100% sure who got the. I know there was, say, 4 half forwards picked, but one of them was in corner forwards.
Garrod Hegarty.
Yeah, I think Garrod Hegarty was good. I don't know who I'd take out of those. Say the 3 half forwards. I think Barrett deserved one. I think Shamey probably deserved one as well.
Definitely.
But I just don't like the idea of putting a wing forward in corner forward because they had a good year. I think it's
I think Garrod Hegarty did play a bit in the full forward line though. I think. But
I suppose. Yeah,
I would have gave it to Aaron Gillan.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Aaron Gillan, Rory O'Connor, deserved it ahead, and John Donnelly deserved it ahead of Garrod Hegarty. I think, I would have. I don't know the Tony Kelly one. I probably would have given a loss there. I know, like, it carries so much weight, rightly or wrongly. The semi-final.
The final. Yeah, absolutely.
He was brilliant for Clare in the semi-final. He saved, along with the goalie. I mean, when they were going bad.
Yeah.
Kelly stepped up out the field.
Yeah, he did.
Very good. And the final, he was outstanding.
Awesome. Yeah. I suppose it's the weight that the semi-final and final holds that probably got him over the line, as opposed to Cathal Malone, who I thought was excellent from, April through, in every group game. But
I'd agree with you on Malone, his role for Clare. I probably would have swapped Diarmuid Ryan for David McInerney, and maybe Conor Lean for Dan Morrissey. Like picking Dan Morrissey cornerback.
It's kind of the same thing as the other side of the pitch.
Because you had to give Owen Downey and Robert Downey All-Stars. They were excellent.
Yeah, they were.
And Derek Gibbon obviously had a brilliant year. He was nearly Hurler of the Year. If Cork had won, you'd probably give him Hurler of the Year.
I don't know. Shane O'Donnell, I think, I thought he was exceptional this year.
Oh no,
I don't think anybody could have touched him.
He fully deserved Shane O'Donnell's class.
Yeah,
I suppose the winning team usually gets the Hurler of the Year.
Yeah,
again, rightly or wrongly.
Rightly or wrongly, yeah. But yeah, no, look, it was. I think, as you said there, Gillan, the semi-final against Cork. I think he was at 1-7 or something. We said he got that day. I thought he was. I just think he probably just shaded it, especially as it was in the full forward line. But
look, I think we'll leave it at that. So just to remind the listeners, DSS Sports Science, go onto the website, check out all our stuff there, hurling, football, whatever you need. There's lots of resources there. And Brendan, thanks for joining.
Thanks a million, Barry.
Take care.
Yeah, perfect. Cheers.